So we're just going to start in Sukhasana. And cross your legs at the ankles, sit nice and tall. Gently drop through the shoulders, belly button tucks in. And just begin to look at the mat in front of you, the front of your mat. Slowly close the eyes here. Keeping the eyes relaxed, keeping the jaw soft. All the muscles of the face are relaxed. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, expand through the belly, expand through the chest. And exhale out through your mouth. Two more like that. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. One more nice deep breath in, expanding everything. And let it go. And then from here, you can just find a nice even breath in and out through your nose. Maintaining all your focus on your breath for just the next few moments. Anytime you notice your mind start to wander, gently bring the awareness back to your breath. Let's begin to bring our hands to heart center, palms in Anjali Mudra or prayer mudra. Taking a moment to find an intention for your practice this morning. And then we'll open our practice just by gently bowing our heads to our hands. You can allow the hands to float down into the lap. You can start to flutter the eyes open, gazing down. And then from here, just floating the crown of the head back up. Let's extend out our legs. We're gonna bring our hands on either side of the hips, and we're just gonna take a moment just to rock on the heels, flex and point the feet, circle the feet one way, circle the feet the other way, maybe a little dribble in the knees. And then from here, we're gonna cross our legs again. Bring the other ankle in front. And then on your next breath in, we're gonna reach both arms up, relax through the shoulders. On your exhalation, we're gonna take a twist over to the right. Left hand to the outside of that right knee, and then the right hand is gonna come behind you. Belly button tucks in towards the spine, 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Inhale, reach both arms up. On your exhalation, we're gonna lengthen to the left. So left hand is gonna come down to the mat or to the floor. Right arm is gonna reach up and over the ear. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Really lengthening through the side of the body. And exhale for 2. Inhale, reach both arms back up. And then as you exhale, we're gonna lengthen over to the right. Right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale. Exhaling for 1. Second breath in. And Exhale for 2. Inhale, reach both arms up. And then on your exhalation, we're going to take a twist over to the left, right hand to the outside of that left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale. Exhaling for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. From here, we're going to start to come into our table. So you can make your way onto your hands and knees. Now, if you have blocks that you're using today, you can place those at the front of the mat. If you don't have blocks, it's okay. No big deal. And then once you find your table, just having the shoulders stacked over the wrists, fingers spread nice and wide to support the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. We're going to tuck our right toes under and then just slide that right foot back. And then we're just going to rock our body forwards and backwards, just stretching out through the back of that right leg. Maybe even do some little pulses in the right heel. And then the next time you reach back through that right heel, go ahead and pick that right foot up off the mat. Fingers spread nice and wide on that right hand. We're going to reach the left arm forward, thumb points up towards the ceiling. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Belly button zipping in towards the spine. Exhale, 2. One more breath here. On your exhalation, lower the right shin back down to meet the left. We're going to take that left arm up. Open the chest up to the left. Inhale, yeah. And then as you exhale, thread the needle. Left arm threads through the right side of the body, shoulder and ear to the mat. Now you can keep the right hand where it is, or if you'd like, you can extend that right arm forward, coming onto tented fingers to stretch out through the right shoulder. Or you can find the bind. Right hand can come to your low back, or right hand can even climb all the way over to the left thigh to open the shoulder. Breathing here. One more breath. From here, wherever that right hand is, place it back in front of your face. We're going to press into that right hand and reach that left arm back up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, left hand comes back down to meet the right. And then we'll begin to tuck our left toes under now. Slide that left foot back, hinging the weight of your body forwards and backwards, pulsating through that left foot. Getting into the left calf, back of the knee. And then the next time you reach back through that left foot, you can go ahead, pick that left foot up. Right arm is going to reach forward. 3 breaths here in your table balance. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And then as you exhale, left shin comes back down to the mat. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, opening the chest. As you exhale, right arm threads through, shoulder and ear to the mat. Anything you did now on the other side with that left hand. Breathing here. One more breath. And then from here, you can start to bring that left hand back in front of your face. We're going to press into it, reach that right arm back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right hand comes back down to meet the left. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling to arch the spine, roll the shoulders back, hips up, gaze up. As you exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Moving with your own breath. Inhaling to arch. Exhaling to round. If you'd like, you can find some other movement here, wiggling through the hips, shaking the head, yes and no. Anything else here that feels good that you want to try? And then we're gonna start to make our way into our first downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, sending the hips back, pedaling through the knees, walking your dog a bit, stretching out more through the backs of the legs. You can press away from the mat with your hands, bending through the knees to get in between the shoulders, getting into the upper back, your thoracic spine. First downward dog of our practice. So just really allowing it to benefit the body, stretching everything out. And then on your next breath in, bend both knees, send the belly back towards the thighs. And then as you exhale, we're gonna find plank, shoulders over the wrists, reaching through the heels. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So inhale, belly to thighs, press back as if you're about to hop forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to shift forward into our plank. 1 more time, belly to thighs, press away from the mat. Exhale, plank. Take a deep breath here in plank. And then on your exhalation, slowly drop your knees to the mat and then chest and chin lower down. Inhale, we're gonna find our low cobra, roll the shoulders back, open through the chest. And then as you exhale, tuck your toes under. We're gonna press our hips back towards our heels, and then we're gonna make our way back into our downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. On your next breath in, gently walk your feet in between your hands to the front of the mat. We're gonna find a forward fold. Feet can be hip distance or a little wider if you have any sort of low back tension today. You can grab opposite elbows if you'd like, or interlace the hands at the back of the head. Anything that's gonna help you release your spine. Hips are high, head is low. Weight is a little bit more in the balls of the feet than the heels. You can bobble around with the head. You can sway through the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Second time, deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. On your next breath in, let's find a flat back. You can roll your shoulders back over to the chest. And then as you exhale, folding forward, head heavy, arms heavy. We're gonna come into a spinal twist. You're gonna straighten your right leg, keep the left knee bent. Left hand is gonna come to your right shin, and then that right arm is going to peel up. So we're just twisting to the right. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Belly button tucking in, roll that right shoulder back. And exhale, folding forward, little bend in both knees, head heavy, arms heavy. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, fold. Other side, left leg straightens, right hand to left shin, left arm peels up, twisting to the left, 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale, folding forward, head heavy, arms heavy, little bend in the knees. From here, we're going to 1 vertebrae at a time, just roll up, keeping the head heavy. And then when you arrive, let's just do 3 big exaggerated shoulder rolls forward just to get into our rotary cuffs. And then backwards. Yeah, and then from here, we're gonna come into our Tadasana. Feet hip distance, palms face forward, reach into the fingers, chest is nice and open. We're gonna start to move through our sun salutation. So just moving with your breath as always. On your next inhalation, we're gonna circle both arms out and up, find your high prayer. As you exhale, fold forward over the legs, head heavy, arms heavy. Flat back on your inhale. And then as you exhale, hands to the mat, gently step it back into your downward facing dog. On your next breath in, we're gonna shift forward, find plank. And then from your plank, knees to the mat, chest and chin lower down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, press it back into your downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath, inhale.
And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands into a low lunge. Now from your low lunge, you're going to start to reach those arms forward and then up, peeling the belly up off the thigh, high lunge. And then from high lunge, hands to the mat. Left foot meets the right, folding forward at the front of your mat. Let's find a flat back on our inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, high prayer. And as you exhale, hands flow through heart center. And then back into our Tadasana. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Flat back, inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step left foot back into your low lunge. Roll the shoulders back, look forward, inhale. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's find plank. And then from plank, your choice, either chaturanga if you're ready and it's in your practice, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. And then exhale, pressing back into your downward dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, rise up, find high lunge. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Right foot meets the left, folding forward. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high prayer. On your exhalation, hands flow through heart center. And then by your side, mountain pose. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, diving forward over the legs. Flat back, inhale. On your exhalation, hands to the mat, right foot steps back, low lunge. Roll the shoulders back, look forward, inhale. On your exhalation, hands to the mat, step it back into downward dog. Inhale, finding your plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, upward dog or low cobra. Exhale, pressing it back into your downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your next breath in, bend the knees, look between the hands. On your exhalation, step, step, or hop to the front of your mat. We're going to find a flat back on our inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, high prayer. And then on your exhalation, hands flow through heart center. And then we're back in our Tadasana. From here, we're going to bring our big toes to touch, knees touch, heels are slightly apart. We're going to bend the knees, take the hips straight down, swoop those arms up, Utkatasana, 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Relaxing through the shoulders. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. Maybe you can take those hips a little deeper. And then on your exhalation, folding forward, shake it out, let it go. Let's bring those feet hip distance. We're going to find a flat back, inhale. And then on your exhalation, hands to the mat, step it back to plank, moving through your vinyasa any way you choose to. And then we're going to meet back in our downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg is going to extend back. As you exhale, right foot behind the right wrist, left heel spins down. We're going to rise up into warrior 1. Warrior 1, inhale. On your exhalation, hands back down to the mat, step it back into your plank, and move through your vinyasa. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot behind that left wrist, right heel spins down. Warrior 1, inhale, rise up. As you exhale, hands come right back down to the mat. step it back, move through your vinyasa. Last sun salutation. Inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands as you exhale, step, step, or hop to the front of your mat. We're gonna find a flat back on our inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, circle those arms out and up, high prayer. On your exhalation, hands are gonna float through heart center and then back by your side. So from here, we're gonna bring our big toes to touch again, knees touch. We're gonna bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana chair. And then on your exhalation, hands are gonna float through heart center. We're gonna take a twist over to the right, hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, back through chair pose, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands float through heart center, twist to the left, full cycle of breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, back through center chair pose, last one. And exhale, release, shake it out, let it go. Whew. Bring your feet hip distance apart. We're gonna find our flat back on our inhale. And then as you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, moving through your vinyasa as you wish. We're gonna take 3 breaths in downward dog. Child's pose is also an option. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath here. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, bend your knee and open through that right hip. We're gonna do 3 big knee circles in one direction just to get into that right hip flexor. And then go ahead and switch directions. And then square your hips off, straighten the right leg back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands. Left heel is going to spin down to the mat. We're gonna rise up to warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale 1. Belly button zipping in towards the spine. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath here. On your exhalation, flip that right palm up, reverse your warrior. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hands are gonna cartwheel down to the mat, step it back, and move through your vinyasa. Deep breath in, and exhale. Inhale your left leg back. Exhale, bend through the knee, open that left hip. Let's circle that left knee 3 times one way. And then the other way. And then from here, square your hips off, straighten that left leg. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, right heel spins down. We're gonna rise up into our warrior 2. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath. On your exhalation, flip that left palm up, reverse your warrior, nice deep breath in. As you exhale, hands come back down to frame through that left foot, step it back, and move through your vinyasa. Deep breath in. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, left heel spins down, and we're back in our warrior 2. All right, from our warrior 2, straighten through your right leg, send that left hip back. We're gonna reach forward, and then we're gonna come into triangle pose. So you can place that right hand on your shin or onto a block, or just let it float. And then that left arm is gonna reach up. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale.
Exhale for 2. Last breath. On your exhalation, we're going to slowly come into half moon pose. So you can place your left hand onto your hip to start. We're going to bend through that right knee, place that right hand onto a block or the mat to the outside of that right foot. And then we're going to start to float into that right foot. Flex through that left foot. Make sure that left hip is stacked on top of the right. If you feel comfortable here, you shoot that left arm up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take 3 breaths on your own. On your next exhalation, slowly bend to that right knee. We're landing back in our warrior 2. Nice and gentle. Yep. Nice. And then from here, we're going to straighten through our right leg again. We're going to flip our right palm up. Reverse triangle. And then from your reverse triangle, we're going to rebend that right knee. Reverse warrior. Hands are going to come down to the mat to frame through that right foot. Coming onto the ball of the left foot, low lunge. And we're going to step it back into our plank pose. From your plank pose, gently drop your heels over to the right. And then back through center. Heels to the left. And then back through center. One more breath here in plank. As you exhale, move through your vinyasa. Three breaths in downward dog. Child's pose is always an option. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As exhale, left foot in between the hands. Right heel spins down. Warrior 2. From your warrior 2, straighten through the left leg. Send that right hip back. Reach forward. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches up. Triangle pose. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath here. On your exhalation, we're going to start to come into that half moon pose. So you can prepare, bringing the hand to your hip, bend through that left knee, left hand to a block or to the mat. Once you get that right foot up, flex through the right foot like you're trying to stand on something. And then that right arm might reach up. 3 breaths on your own. From here, gently bend through that left knee. We're going to land back in our warrior 2. Left arm forward, right arm back. From our warrior 2, straighten through that left leg again. Flip just our left palm up. Reverse triangle, inhale. And then on your exhalation, rebend through that left knee. Hands are going to come down to frame through that left foot, come onto the ball of the right foot. We're going to step it back into plank. We're going to do those little heel switches from side to side. Heels to the right, back through center, heels to the left, back through center. Deep breath here in plank. On your exhalation, move through your vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, left heel spins down, warrior 2. From your warrior 2, flip your right palm up, reverse your warrior, keep the bend in the front knee. And then on your exhalation, we're going to come into side angle. So you can start to place that right forearm to your thigh. Left arm is going to reach up and over the ear. Make sure you're not collapsing in that right shoulder. Roll that right shoulder back, open through chest. If you want to come into your bind from here, you can take that left hand to your low back. I'll go this way so you can see me. Really make sure you're opening through the chest. And then possibly you can come into the full bind, taking the right arm to the inside of the thigh and clasping the hands. But if you're doing that, just make sure you're not collapsing in the chest. 3 breaths. Inhale. Yeah. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. On your exhalation, let's slowly make our way back into our warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. From our warrior 2, flip the right palm up, reverse. On your exhalation, hands to the mat. We're stepping it back into our plank. All right, from plank, I want you to take that right hand right underneath your face. Fingers spread nice and wide on it. We're gonna shift our hips over to the right again. And then this time we're gonna reach that left arm up, coming into a side plank. You can come into any version of this. If you need to drop the back knee down, go ahead. Left hand or left foot could be in front of the right foot, or you can stack the feet. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. One more breath. And on your exhalation, left hand comes back down to the mat. Readjust yourself in your plank. And then from your plank, move through your vinyasa. Three breaths in downward dog or child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, right heel spins down to the mat. Warrior 2. From your warrior 2, flip that left palm up, reverse. On your exhalation, side angle. And then just coming into whatever variation of side angle that you did on the other side. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And then as you exhale, using your core, we're coming back into our warrior 2. Left arm forward, right arm back. From warrior 2, flip that left palm up, reverse. On your exhalation, hands are gonna cartwheel down to the mat. Step it back into your plank. All right, from plank, left hand right under the face. We're gonna spin our heels over to the left. Side plank, any variation of side plank you wanna do. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Adding another breath in because I was instructing it so much on the other side for 2. One more breath. On your exhalation, lower that right hand back down, find your plank. And then from your plank, move through your flow. Got one more side of standing poses to go, or one more round, I should say. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg reaches back. As you exhale, we're gonna come into warrior 1. So right foot behind that right wrist, and the left heel can spin down to the mat. You can take a moment in your warrior 1, make sure that left hip is squared off with the right, and then reach the arms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, 1. Softening through your shoulders. Exhale for 2. One more breath. On your exhalation, straighten through the right leg. We're going to interlace the hands at the low back. Reach the fist back, open through the chest. Inhale. On your exhalation, rebend through that right knee. Devotional warrior. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Last breath here. As you exhale, we're going to prepare for warrior 3. So warrior 3, if you want to challenge yourself, you can keep the hands interlaced behind your back. Otherwise, you can do anything else you want with your hands. Heart center, by your side like an airplane, in front of you like Superman. Or of course, you can always just bring your hands down to the blocks. Just make sure that hip is squared. Left foot is flexed, so really reach through that left heel. Yeah. Keep breathing. From here, gently bend through that right knee. We're going to come back into our warrior 1. Nice. Reach those arms up. Inhale, gentle back bend, look up.
On your exhalation, hands are going to come down to the mat. We're going to step it back to plank. And then this time from plank, we're going to lower all the way down onto our belly with control. You can release your right cheek to the mat, arms by your side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Wiggle through the hips a bit. From here, chin or forehead to the mat, it's up to you. We're going to reach both arms forward in front of us. Palms are going to face up. And we're going to create a little bit of a starfish so the arms are going to be mat distance apart and the feet are going to be mat distance apart. That's just going to help our shoulders and our low back. Exhale everything out. And then on your next breath in, we're going to come into a full locust pose. So arms reach up, legs reach up, chest is reaching up. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Really lifting through the chest, lifting through the thighs. For 2. 1 more breath. And exhale, release. Stack the hands, bring your forehead to your hands. Wiggle through the hips. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. From here, I'm going to give you 2 options to come back to downward dog. You can either press back into a child's pose and move through your vinyasa from here, or if you want to add a little bit more strength to the practice, you're going to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes, press up into plank. And then from your plank, you can move through your vinyasa from here. And then we'll take 3 breaths. Back in our downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Last breath here. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot lands behind that left wrist, right heel spins down, rising up, warrior 1. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath here. And then on your exhalation, straighten through that left leg. Interlace the hands at the low back. Reach the fist back. Inhale, open through the chest. On your exhalation, rebend that left knee. Devotional warrior. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath. On your exhalation, your variation of warrior 3, anything that you did on the other side. And you're going to take 3 breaths there on your own. From your warrior 3, gently bend through that left knee. We're landing back in our warrior 1. All right, gentle back bend, inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back to plank. Once more, we're lowering all the way down onto our bellies. You can release your left cheek to the mat this time. Arms by your side, wiggle through the hips. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. From here, chin or forehead to the mat. I'm going to give you a few options. You can either come back into that full locust that we did before. You can come into a half locust, interlacing the hands at the low back and just lifting the chest up, or bend the knees, reach for the feet, and we're going to come into boat pose, bow pose. So wherever you're at, we're going to exhale everything out first before we lift up. And then on your next breath in, we're lifting up. If you're in bow, you're going to kick through your feet. Deep breath in. Exhale 2. 1 more breath here. Maybe lift those thighs up a little higher. And exhale, release. Lower the knees back down. Stack the hands, forehead to the hands. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling, bending the knees. We're just going to windshield wiper our legs from side to side. Just stretch out through the low back. Little back massage. Because the heart openers are always hard on the low back. All right, from here, you can start to lower the feet back down. And again, it's your choice. If you want, you can press up into plank and move through your vinyasa from there, or you can just press it back into your child's pose, coming back into your downward dog, optional vinyasa. And that was it for standing poses. Deep breath in. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, we're going to come into our pigeon. So you can start to place that right foot behind the right wrist. Gently drop the back knee down to the mat. Top of the foot comes back down to the mat. I'm going to slide that left leg back a bit more. Right knee as much as you can behind that right wrist. And then if you need to put anything underneath your hip, you can do that, your right hip or anything underneath your forehead. As you start to lower yourself down to the mat, you can have your forehead just on stacked hands, or you can place your forehead on a pillow or a block or anything that you have in your space. And wherever you're at here, just really allow yourself to get comfortable enough to let go. You're softening through the muscles of the face. You're relaxing through the jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And of course, that right hip is relaxing. About another minute here. One more breath. And start to gently press your way back up. And then you can gently press your way back to your downward facing dog. Now, once you get back into your downward dog, you can paddle out through the knees. If it feels good to reopen that right hip, you can reopen the hip. Maybe even flip your dog if that's in your practice, taking that right foot off the left side of the mat and opening the chest up towards the ceiling. And then from here, you can move through your vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. On your next breath in, left reaches back. As you exhale, pigeon. Taking your time to lower yourself down. Forehead rests onto something to allow the shoulders to relax. One more breath here. From here, you can gently start to walk the hands back up by the hips. And then we're gonna step it back into our downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal out through the knees. And then whatever you did on the other side, if you open that left or that right hip, you can open the left hip now on this side. And I don't think anybody flipped the dog. So we'll start to come back into our downward facing dog from here. Move through your vinyasa. And then from here, we're gonna come into child's pose. Feet together, knees apart, forehead to the mat. And once you find child's pose, maybe rock your head from side to side, maybe you sway your hips from side to side. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. From here, you're gonna start to just walk the hands up or back towards the knees. We're gonna shift our hips to one side and we're gonna swing our legs around. All right. So from here, we're gonna bend through our knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're gonna gather the hands underneath our thighs and just roll our shoulders back, keeping the chest open. We're gonna start to lean back onto our sit bones. Finding that balance, we'll start to lift up the feet. Coming into a boat pose. So the shins are parallel with the mat, your toes are pointed. We're gonna keep that chest open as we reach the arms up, palms face up towards the ceiling. Belly button tucks in towards the spine. 5 breaths here, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath here, maybe you straighten the legs on the last breath. Yeah, and then as you exhale, we're gonna lower the legs back down. We're gonna bring the hands behind us. Fingertips are gonna face the hips, and we're just gonna press up into an upward plank. Just looking up at the ceiling. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Keep lifting, pressing through the pelvis for 2. 1 more breath here, really pressing up. On your exhalation, lower the hips back down to the mat. And we're just gonna walk the hands forward and find a forward fold. If your hands can reach for the feet, go ahead and grab them. If they can't reach the feet, just have them on either side of your legs. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath here. And exhale. All right. Make sure there's enough room behind you. If you need to scooch forward on your mat, go ahead. We're just going to lay down onto our mats. All right. So from here, we're just going to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. The knees are going to be hip distance apart. You can bring your arms by your side, palms facing down. And if you can, maybe even scooch those heels all the way towards the sit bone so you can kind of graze the heels. And if you can't touch your heels with your fingertips, that's okay. Just reaching for them. We're gonna come up into 1 bridge pose. So I want you just to exhale everything out first. And then on your next breath in, press your hands into the mat. You're gonna lift your hips. Interlace the hands underneath you and just start to scooch your shoulders underneath you so you're really opening through the chest. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Really pressing the pelvis, pressing the thighs up towards the ceiling for 2. 1 more breath here. And release, begin to unscooch those shoulders. Shimmy yourself back down onto the mat. Nice. From here, let's bring the feet wide as the mat. We're going to bring the knees to touch. We're going to bring our right hand to our heart, our left hand to our upper belly. And just take a moment, close the eyes. Feeling the breath rising and expanding through the belly. Feeling the breath rising and expanding through the chest. Let's switch hands, left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly.
just like a seesaw breath. And then from here, we'll start to bring those feet back underneath the hips. We're gonna bring our knees in towards our chest. You can bring your hands around your shins, maybe rock from side to side, or maybe you wanna just bring your hands onto your kneecaps and do little circles with the knees one way and the other way. Anything that feels good here. Just giving yourself a little back massage. And this is the point of your practice where it's just really all about you. Adding any of those little personal touches for your personal body. If you want to come into happy baby, you can reach for the feet, drawing the knees in towards the underarms. Maybe a little rock from side to side. If you can, and if you want to, maybe you play with straightening out one leg and then bending that knee and straightening out the other leg. Maybe it feels good to straighten both at the same time. And then from here, we are going to bring our knees back in towards our chest. And then we're just going to drop our knees over to the right. So you can give your hips a bit of a scooch over to the left. Head turns to the left as well. Nice spinal twist. Closing your eyes. Nice deep breaths in through the nose. And out through the nose. Let's start to drop our knees over to the left. We're going to scooch our hips to the right. Head turns to the right. And then we'll start to make our way back through center. Toes of the feet to the mat, hips to the mat. We are going to close our practice with any inversion of your choice. Now, if you choose to skip the inversion, you can always just come into a restorative shoulder stand. That just means you're going to stick your legs straight up towards the ceiling, maybe add a hip underneath your hip, add a block underneath your hips or your low back, really. If you're going to do a regular shoulder stand, which is what I'm going to instruct right now, we're still just going to lift those legs straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring your hands by your side like you're coming into your bridge pose, palms face down. And then on your next breath in, you're going to give your hips a little bit of a hop and place the hands underneath the low back. And then really reach those feet up towards the ceiling. You're pointing to the toes. You're pressing your pelvis forward. Legs kind of press back towards the front of your mat. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Try to move those feet away from your face. Yeah, for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. One more breath here. On your exhalation, let's lower the legs now over the head, finding our plow pose. Now you can keep the legs straight, or if you like, you can bend the knees, maybe wrap them around your ears. It's up to you. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. Last breath in our plow pose.
On your exhalation, one vertebrae at a time, we're going to start to lower ourselves back down to the mat. We're going to start to make our way into our Shavasana. Now, if your practice does feel incomplete without anything else, go ahead and do it. Like for, say, if you want to come into a fish pose, you can do that. Otherwise, get yourself nice and comfortable for your Shavasana. Maybe put your socks back on, any other clothes, any other layers that you have in your space. And you're at home, so maybe you want to take a blanket, cover yourself with a blanket, or put a pillow under your head. And we're just really allowing ourselves to fully let go here, fully surrender to the mat. Imagining any tension from the body, releasing, letting go. Relaxing through the toes, the soles of the feet, the ankles, the calves, the backs of the knees, the thighs, the hips. On your next breath in, feeling the belly expand with breath, expanding the low rib cage, really expanding through the lungs. And on your exhalation, allowing that belly to release. Your low back relaxes, your waist relaxes. Releasing any tension from your fingers, your hands, your wrists, your forearms, your biceps. The heads of the shoulders are heavy, melting away from the body towards the mat. On your next breath in, your chest is going to expand with breath, extending the upper rib cage, expanding through the lungs. And on your exhalation, imagining any tension from the spine releasing. From the back of your neck, all the way down to the very tip of your tailbone, and all the muscles surrounding it in the back. No tension in the jaw. Your eyes are resting on the backs of the eyelids. No tension in between the eyebrows, no tightness in the forehead. Nice deep breath in through the nose, expanding belly, expanding chest, expanding through the entire body with breath. And on your exhalation, imagining any leftover tension releasing from the body out through the crown of your head. A few more minutes here.
Start to deepen the breath. And just find some gentle movement here in the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Swaying your head from side to side. And then on your next breath in, reach both arms back behind you. Give yourself a big old stretch. And then from here, you can start to bend the knees, make your way over to one side, finding a fetal position on your mat. And then keeping the head heavy and the eyes closed, you can go ahead and gently press your way up, find a comfortable seat. Let's bring our hands to heart center. And gently bow our head to our hands, sealing the intention that we set at the beginning of our practice, as well as our practice itself. Thank yourself for doing something good for your body, but also your mind this morning. And ladies, I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.